Hello my dear friends, here's Max again. Today with a short review of the Brinyte PT18, the Oathkeeper. They sent me a pre-production, so I do not know if that's the final box and the final accessories, but most important, the flashlight was in there, and this kind of tactical flashlight should be able to do this or that. And I think it does it very nicely, beside nice looks. And let's have a close look on the light itself, what it's capable of. Just to be complete, my box was just a USB cable, and as you notice, it's a USB Type-C, which is very cool to have the newest standard already in this flashlight. The cable itself has very nicely done plugs, and there is some fabric on the cable, so that looks like it could last some time, much longer than other cheap cables. But you are of course more interested to see the flashlight. I got the sand color, which I do really like, to stand out of all the blacks. Writing is done very well. Here we have the charging port, which does not easily pop open, so you really have to go with the fingernail in there to pop it up. The port is very nice and very good centered. Have seen a lot worse than that. There's the side switch, which I already activated, and if you give on, you see a green light for 5 or 6 seconds to indicate the charging of the cell. And I think it was green is above 70%, then it's orange from 30 to 70 or 20 to 70, and there is a red below that and a red flashing below 10, something like that, but you of course will get a user manual. We have a very deep reflector, and down there is an XHP35 HD LED, not an HI, to maybe smoothen out the beam a little bit. Although it's already a very spot and center intensive beam, as we will see later on. You see there is a color switch there to my bulb, so the lens is AR coated. This bezel ring is painted black, and what I really like that it has its own threads, and if you remove it, the lens is still held in place by another ring. So that's a very nice design. Maybe they have want to sell some screw-on color filters or whatever, so that's at least possible. The back switch, I think that's the most important thing of that flashlight, how to operate it, but we will come to that in a second. You see there's 2 switches. That means you need a 2-tube design to somehow get the signal from the center, the negative, through this additional signal and through the body, which usually all the amperes will go, and that's a second switch line. They sent an EMR cell, so we will see the amps they need later on. Whoopsie. I will include a picture of the spring down there from the driver right now, I think. The back switch has a dual spring design. Try to make pictures to make it more visible. There is this additional, this additional pads for the additional signal. Yepsy, let's play with it. Oh, maybe show that also. You can of course remove that the clip which is like a spring steel. Looks cool. And they used 2 additional O-rings here. As you see, it's black from some rubber. And the paint, here you see the paint gets off. You will find it here. So for sure, that's a light meant to use and not to stay on the shelf. So it will be scratched and will be dirty. Whoopsie. That's not so easy looking on the screen. So bend it open and then it will slip over it a little bit better. The usage and the user interface. So since this clip can be rotated, you can have it to your liking. So if you have it something like that in 90 degrees, you can easily get those switches. The small one gives you instant strobe with variable frequencies on high, which is 2000 lumens. The main switch gives you a momentary high, momentary turbo. So strobe is on turbo and this one is turbo too. And if you click it, it stays on. And then you can use the small second switch to toggle the 4 modes: low, medium, high, and they call that turbo. And if you click and hold, you get a strobe. And switch it off. I think I will now include some the data from the runtimes and the 2000 lumens and all the steps down there. And after that we can use the side switch, which is short click for on, short click toggles the modes, click and hold for off. And there is if a mode memory, of course, click and hold for off, short click comes back on and its brightness. And there is, if you click and hold from off, it starts with low, medium, high, turbo. And the back switch always starts in high, so you can choose if you want last mode memory in this, let's say, outdoor usage. You can choose to have it starting in low or start in high, so 3 in 1. It's a nice solution. And what's also nice is you can unlock it here with 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3. Gives you 2 flashes. Now this is locked. And you can still use on the back side as normal. And you can unscrew half or quarter of a ref. I have to look in English. Then it's dead on the back side. But it's still working, 1, 2, 3, like a regular flashlight. So you can choose the way you want to use that. That's a cool option. Or have it soft locked out there, hard locked out there. So it never is not a lot on, nothing can happen in your backpack. So that's really nice way they found out how to solve that problem. And yeah, amp draws, of course, you guys want to see how capable this flashlight is. So go to DC, whoopsie, well, meter does not like if I press it too hard. The cell is above 4 volts for sure. So try to do it some momentary. So that's low. medium 0.2, high is 0.9, and turbo is nearly 7 amps. So you see low, medium, high, and turbo. So since that's a 12 volt LED and we have 4 volts on the battery, it's times 3 in the boost circuit. So 7 amps here are roughly with some 2 amps to the LED, which equals to this 2000 lumens they claim with a full battery. And high is 1, so 0.3 to the LED, which is this 450 lumens, which is also possible and sounds correct. So let's go outside and have a look how this one does look like in the dark and how it does compare to other flashlights. I totally forgot that I owe you a size comparison. So that's the PT18 and that's the L16 from AceBeam, which is also back switch and a side switch and tactical use. They have this cigar grip. You see it's a little bit shorter due to the different design, but there is a similar idea. Also the reflector size is comparable. Then you all should have a C8 style sized flashlight. We'll use that also. And there is a GT Mini. Who does not have one? So hope that gives you an additional idea about the size of that. If you want to see something special compared to another of my flashlights, please let me know in the comments and I will make a picture or whatever, try to help you out. So let's wait to get dark outside and make the beam shots. This is what it looks like during day. So, you know, the street 110 meters, this street here 140, the barn at 400 and 800 meters, the sports school up there, and there's the other fence. So back again to our spot. It's very cold. It's full moon, so I hope that works well. I fixed again the exposure. That's our good old friend, the GT Mini called white. It's about 1500 or 1400 lumens. There's our tree, 110 meters, small road, field. The road there is 140. The field is about 30 meters on that point of the picture. Up there is a barn. You can see it light up now. That's 400 meters. And back there on the hill is a school at 800 meters. You can see it barely touches it. It's a little moisty tonight in the air. You see the beam. So that's the GT Mini. Now the flashlight while we are freezing, or at least I am, the PT18 Oathkeeper by Brinyte. I do just, let's try, that's the strobe. Click it on, starts on high, or starts on turbo, sorry for that again. Then that's medium, that's high, and there's turbo. We can of course See the tree, see the light distribution, you see the tree and the road at the same time. The hotspot is there, but it's quite wide. Let's try to, yeah, it reaches the barn, I can see it, but not as good as with the GT Mini. Of course, enough light for the first 100 or 150 meters for sure. Then have a look on the XHP35 HI LED, the high intensity in the AceBeam L16. You see that's a smaller spot, more focused beam. Whoopsie. There's the tree, and you see here on the road you can have just one of them illuminated. Of course there's light going a little bit farther. We see the barn up there brighter than with the HD LED. As said, both are rated for 2000 lumens. Now in direct comparison, HI LED AceBeam on the left hand, HD LED, the PT18 from Brinyte on my right hand. And I think you should easily see the spot is half more on the HD. So let's try for the tree. You see the tree and also the road. Here is the tree or the road. And there's of course enough light for 150 to 200 meters. But it's a different way how the light goes down there. Both have, you see there's lots of fog and things in the air. That's why maximum throw cannot reach today. Let's try again. There's the barn. Let's blink it up here with the HI LED. Now with the HD, it's much less intense on 400 meters. And of course the light's getting warm. Now compared to another XHP35 HI flashlight, that's the Immerland RT35, has 4 cells and is rated for 2300 lumens, and is a real searchlight. You see easily to break this, to destroy this 400 meters. Even manages up there to the 800, getting on the hill up there. So 400 meters on the field is no problem to see. But you see here, there's the tree, there is the road, and the beam is so focused you have just a few meters on both sides. There's some ice up there. So that's really different way to distribute the flashlight. And here is again our PT18, and there's of course there's a step down. They say it's 2000 lumens for 1 minute, and then there's a step down. So all our testing here will of course influence what you see, but I hope you got a nice idea and can compare to your flashlights. Thanks for watching and have a good night. Bye bye.